Hello! Hello, my friends. Hello, my mateys. Welcome to the Gaming Galleon, or what's left of it. It's St. Patrick's Day, and while this seems to be a day about luck and merriment, I don't think we got the right end of the luck. What do you mean? What do I mean, you may ask? Well, we were on our way out to... where do you go for St. Patrick's Day? But that stormy old country of Ireland, when we hit a squall, a serious squall, and it's basically knocked out most of the primary systems on the ship. Luckily, we have the navigator backed up about 3 ways to Sunday, so she seems to be okay. We've managed to make it to our destination, which is Doolin, Ireland, a very small, sleepy little community, which is rumored to have the ability, the people who live there have the ability to talk to the dead. So, what better place to visit on St. Patrick's Day? Of course, it's that, and frankly, how many video games can you think of that take place in Ireland? Not many. Usually when I do a holiday show, I can think of where we're going in an instant. But when I thought about St. Patrick's Day, and I didn't just think about this last week, I've actually been thinking about this for months, because I've got a little bit of the green in me. And this is one of my favorite holidays. So I was excited to do this show, and I got to thinking, what game would we do? And I would think, well, you gotta go to Ireland. And hopefully you gotta go to a place that's got a pub, right? I knew of none. So I consulted the almighty internet, and I found one game in all of video gaming history that took place in Ireland. And it is right over here. Folklore for the PlayStation 3. See that there? Now, one little clue here about when this was made is that you can't even see it, but there's like a red, there it is. That red 3 there on the top of the label, the top of the spine there. That's the old PS3 logo. So that tells you that this was made relatively early on in the PS3's lifespan. They were still trying to figure out what to do with this. And then when you look at the cover and the name, God knows what is going on. But all I knew was if we would be able to feed the navigator a destination in Ireland. Some village called Doolin. Okay? I spent some time with this game. It's not exactly the kind of game I usually pick out of it anywhere. But this is where Destiny has brought us. And this is also what Destiny has brought us. Because I'm going to be honest with you. This is how the show's going to be today. This is how our voyage is going to be in the captain's quarters. There's a big hole in the side of the hull. Okay? And I opened the door to the quarters, too, to let a little more light in. But this is what we have, okay? It's St. Patrick's Day. It's about, a little indulgence, a little celebration. Most of the crew is working on getting us back up, ship shape. I asked the ship chef to send me down some supplies from the mess hall. He sent me some non-perishables here. I told him it's St. Patrick's Day, get me some green. Set me down this. We have some Puffs Plus with lotion. I guess that's for napkins. Some fried dill potato chips. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. How'd that go on? There we go. I don't know, Ben. Let's try one more of these. Some collard greens. They appear to be fresh and rinsed. You know, I'm going to get those. Old apple. There we go. Two great words that go great together. Guinness IPA. It's got to be a hell of a holiday. It says it's been infused with nitrogen. That sounds incredible. So, oh, that's... Alright, that's going to have a head. So we're going to have some drinks. We're going to have some food. We're going to explore an interesting little village. And don't worry. We got a whole hell of a lot of green to show off later on. In the old chest. Oh, that's good. Look at the head on that. I don't think I poured that right. All right. So anyway, do we got enough time here? Yeah, I think so. We're gonna explore this village. Like I said, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but we're gonna do it together. I'm gonna play Folklore for the PlayStation 3. Let's hope our luck changes a little bit, shall we? All right. Get a little music. Yeah. How about that music, huh? And here we are. Oh, let me get my, give you a little heart. There you go, a little heart for you. Magically transported to Doolin Village. Okay. So right off the bat, you can kind of tell this, looks kind of like an adventure game. And we're right outside the outskirts of Doolin. This rock here actually says Doolin, but I think the sun's coming down. I mean, like there's a sun in Ireland, you know? It's a very small village. There's one telephone here. Let's tell you about our avatar today. This guy's named Keats, and the interesting thing about this game is it actually follows the story of two different people. A young girl who's about 17, and this guy. Now, this guy's a journalist for an occult magazine, and he gets a phone call from this village, in fact, probably from this phone booth, to come here about a story. When he shows up, he witnesses a murder. He witnesses a woman fall off a cliff into the sea. And as you can tell, this small little village is right on the coastline. Ireland is a relatively small island country, and you got lush rolling hills. And I think what always has made me romanticize Ireland the most, aside from maybe a little bit of my heritage, is the skyline. The idea that there's always just this impassable soup. I love an overcast. I don't like sun much. So to live in this kind of environment for me would be, I don't know. I mean, if I could pick one place to go in the world, it'd be Ireland. I guess that's part of the reason I was so excited to do this show. So let's go back to the village. And basically, what I said is the main plot. You're trying to uncover a mystery. Why did this woman die? And more importantly, who brought you here? And as I said, there's a girl character also. So you actually start the game choosing, do you want to play the girl and the guy? And I think that's great for everyone, because that way, a lot of girls, they get the raw side of a video game, because like God of War, they got to play Kratos. How could a girl identify with that? At least here, if you're a guy, you can play a guy. Girl, you can play a girl. And I really like that. There's a couple of very small houses here, not many. We're not going to talk to a lot of people here, but I want you to get a sense of the decor. of the, you know, how drab this place is. I mean, imagine living in this world. And, you know, it's small. The game is basically giving houses just to suit purposes. You've got NPCs that you have to interview. Try and get an idea of where you're supposed to go next. I really want to show you... Is it this woman's house? Here it is. I want to show you this woman's house because... Talk about just creepiness. Okay? Check it out. Look at this. Isn't it creepy? I mean, she's just sitting here by the window. I know, barely any light's getting through because of that soupy Irish atmosphere. She's got this really, you know, big picture of herself. And then let's talk to her. This is great. Please just leave me alone. Get out! Get out! You know what I mean? Like, it's just creepy to me. And that's just my own head. Playing tricks on me. So there's only a few places here. And there's really not much to do. But you know what? Irish village would be complete without a pub. And we do actually have one here. It's called the Bridge House. And I gotta tell you, I was elated to find this, because this is really what I wanted to do for this show, was hang out in a pub. Where'd that drink, by the way? Here, hold on, let me hit some of this Guinness over here. Oh, it's good. It's gotta be one of the smoothest IPAs I've ever had. It's very good. You've got like the scratchy album playing something. Some mysterious traveler here. Looks like hey, it looks like they serve Guinness. And then there is a bartender. Let's talk to him here. And the cool thing about the bartender is he can give you some quests if he needs work. This guy doesn't seem to need anything. So, unfortunately, we got no direction here. But, you know, you got a local doctor who lives here. You got, you know, it looks like there's one car in the whole town. And it looks like it's not even running anymore. Let's go check out the lighthouse. There's a lighthouse up here on the coastline. And you can't even really get to it. But again, you know, you've just got these big rolling landscapes. But not much to go. Not a lot of places to go. You'll notice. And that's why I really feel like this had to have been a very early title for the PlayStation 3, because at a glance, if somebody asked me what system this was on, I would say the PlayStation 2. I feel like this may have even started development on the PlayStation 2, and then PS3 showed up and they decided to move it. I think this is a Sony title. Where's that casing? I'm not, it's weird because this was made by Sony. It's always interesting to me when Sony makes a game, because I always think of them, you know, always for hardware. I know they've made some great stuff, Little Big Planet and God of War, yada yada, but it's just weird to me to think that they make software properties. Alright, so there's nothing going on here in town right now. So we're going to go into this little barrow here, which for whatever reason, our character, whose name is Keats, lives in. Okay, apparently, if you just happen to go to a village on a lark, there's going to be some strange hole in a wall for you to live in. Okay, and there's not much to do here. Again, you got a memo pad to save. You come over here. Looks like he's got some drinks on the coffee table. I'm going to take some of that. It's good. I'm going to get some of those pickle chips later here. And we'll rest. Take a rest here. And when you rest, nighttime happens in the town. And that's when things get interesting, because if you may recall, I mentioned that the living can talk to the dead in this town. And that happens as the villagers sleep. So let's head back out. And let's take another look at Doolin at night. Alright, not much else going on here. But it does look like there's some activity in the pub. So let's go check it out. So this place is a lot more lively now. Kind of. Because you see, these are not your ordinary pub goers. They're the Walking Dead. Or at least spirits. Sure, I'll have a drink with Scarecrow. Might have another drink of the Guinness here. We've got 2 Ralure going on. I mean, this is what I'm talking. This is where I wanted to hang out for St. Patrick's Day. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what happens at night here in Doolin, Ireland. Is, for whatever reason, when the villagers sleep, the dead walk, or the spirits walk, and commiserate. And I love this guy. I don't know what this... I really love the character models in this game. Because they're all very different. And I want to just point out, look at the little tuft of hair coming out of his pants there. Am I an idiot for pointing that out? I'm sorry. There's one young lady here, and again, these guys will tell you about the story, what's going on. You know, she's talking about the doctor who died here in town. So the dead talk about the living too. They kind of look over them. And as you can see, there's a new bartender. And I don't know what this guy is. This guy kind of reminds me of a troll from Nordic mythology. And trust me, I'm not a sociologist major or anything like that. I learned that from frickin' Disney rides, okay? So, but he looks like he has a quest. He has a few. And I haven't looked at any of these. But let's try to chase away the thug. Chase the dangerous thug wild from the ancient hedge. Okay, now we're going to pick this one because the hedge is just outside of town. And here's the thing about this game. You get a ruby and a Warcadia picture book. Yeah, I'll accept it. Do I know Wild? He's a thug who hangs about in the village in the daytime, causing us trouble. In the daytime? Why? We have a strategy meeting about this. You can find out more in Warcadia. Oh, man, we're going to Warcadia? Alright. Is this auto-transporting me there? It is. Alright, well, I appreciate that, but I want you guys to actually be able to see how we got to Warcadia. So we're going to go back out. We're going to teleport us back to Warcadia. We're going to go the old-fashioned way. Because at night, not only do the dead walk, but portals to other dimensions open. And if I can remember where Warcadia is, I believe it's at the henge. Is that right? Let me check here. God, I sure hope so. If I get lost just looking for this stupid portal. Look at this. Isn't this creepy? I hear something. What's humming at me? Oh, man. I blew it. I should have just went with it. Now I don't know how to get to Warcadia. I know about another portal. Is it down there? Oh, is it? It's under. No. Sorry, I screwed up. All right, we're just gonna go to the lighthouse here, so you can at least get a look at what these portals look like, because they look creepy on the horizon. Look at this. You see that? What is going on in that horizon? Do you see that eerie glow over there? You're like, I don't want to go over there. But when you turn this ridge, this now it gets really creepy, because look at that. The thing is just immense. Absolutely immense. And it's just looming ahead of you, and you eventually take that to one of the realms that you can go into. But we're not going there. We're going to Orcadia. But for now, I think we're going to stop. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back to the booty segment. We're going to check some lucky pirate booty. And hopefully I didn't blow it for all of us. Ugh. Hopefully I didn't blow it for all of us, not taking that portal to Orcadia. I know how to get to the fairy realm. I know how to get to the underwater city. For the life of me, I don't remember how to get to Orcadia. I bet it's by the church. Yeah, it is. It's by a grave by the church. Okay. Alright, we're on track with that. Okay, so let's get in here. This fits right into the time of year we're in, St. Patrick's Day, because there's a lot of green inside. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, walked into a shop the other day, and I was lucky enough to come across some video games. Imagine that. Now, this place usually rakes you over the coals. You know, they're not terrible, but they're retail, used retail prices. $5 for a PlayStation 3 game, $5 for an Xbox 360 game, $2 on PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube. You got the idea. And $1 for DVDs. So, I knew the drill, and this place usually has like the same crap sitting there over and over. And I'm looking through the same shelf I've seen a million times. There's a couple new games there, but for $5 I wasn't really interested in. Wasn't really interested. And then I look over the DVD shelf. I usually scan DVDs, but I don't buy them very often. It's got to be something really special. And it was one of those shelves that had 4 sides to it, and maybe wheels so that it can be spun. And I noticed that on this, what usually is a DVD shelf, there were some games, some Xbox 360 games, quite a few of them actually. And I looked, and this place will put prices on the back of their games, and they usually say about $7.99 or something like that. But for the most part, they'll sell them to you for $5. And I started looking at the back of these games. I found one that I was interested in. I look at the back, and I look at what it's priced at, and it's not priced at $7.99. It's priced for $1. And I talked to the clerk, who I have a rapport with. I'm like, "Hey, so what's the story on these here? They seem to be priced differently." It's like, I'm like, "Are these really $1?" He's like, "Well, what are they priced for?" I said $1. He's like, "Well, I guess that's what they're priced for." And I was like, cheers to that. So, without further ado, I give you the luck of the Irish. Xbox 360 games for $1 each. Let's take a look at it. Right off the bat, we're not doing too bad here. Lego The Hobbit. Usually I don't really care about Hobbit games, but I hear this one's open world. Unless I'm getting that mixed up with the Lord of the Rings one. I don't know. This one's pretty recent though, right? Lego Hobbit? What else have they done recently? I don't really know. Do I even have a place to put these? Get one of those chips. Come on, this is St. Patrick's Day party, right? What we got here? A little Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, what lot would be complete without Grand Theft Auto 5, right? There you go. You know what sucks about the 360 Grand Theft Auto 5? I remember when this one came out. A lot of people were really angry because they would pop this game in, they'd spend $60 on it, bring it home to their Xbox 360, pop it in. The game would say, you need more space on your hard drive. They'd blow practically everything off the hard drive, and the game still could not install. The game was so big that, you know, certain Xboxes couldn't even hold it without people having to go out and buying extra memory. I mean, what a nightmare, huh? That would suck. Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands. Alright, enough with the chips. They're really good, I'm sorry. That isn't there? Okay. Blackwater isn't there? Great. Now either... Okay. So you see this here? What do we got there? A40? A140? Now what may have happened here was they may have had a book. They may have had a book at the store that holds all the discs themselves. And we may have forgotten to put them in there. God, I hope not. Because I know Lego Hobbit was there. And 5 was there. I don't know what this is. Blackwater. I think that's mercenary stuff. I think I remember that from Mag for the PS3. But we don't have it. Oh, it says it's better with the Kinect. Keep that in mind. Do we have any games that actually exist here? No. Oh my god. Left 4 Dead 2. This could be a problem. Okay. Here we go. Thank God. I really wanted that Left 4 Dead 2. Also, that's like co-op zombies. That's from Valve. I hear that's great. I haven't played that yet. Alright, here we go. Dead Rising. That's much better. Dead Rising. You're one guy in a shopping mall that's being overrun with zombies. And instead of just running and gunning, you can use pretty much everything that would be in a shopping mall to beat up these guys. You can, you know, this guy's about to use a television, I think. I mean, there's like scooters and there's even costumes, all kinds of options. It's made by Capcom. Real sense of humor kind of game. Alright, keep that over there. Thank God, we had one game. Great. Oh, here we go. We're doing better now. Okay, so this was black case. Nothing in there. However, we had 2 discs. Both discs. This is Skyrim Legendary Edition. So the Game of the Year edition of Skyrim for $1. We already have it in the hold for multiple systems, I think, but how can you go wrong for $1? Okay. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. I don't know anything about this one. Basically, Call of Duty for me comes down to, does it have zombies or not? I don't even know if this one does. Who knows, but it was $1. Okay. What else we got here? Call of Duty 2, it's in here. I believe this was practically a launch game for the system. Xbox 360's first great shooter. Whatever. Okay. Oh, here you go. I love this one. Is it in here? Thank God it's in there. Okay, it's Gun. Gun for the Xbox 360. This is This is Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption. Looks like it's in good shape. This game is so old that this was on PlayStation 2 as well. But I would assume, since this is on superior hardware to the PS2, that this is the definitive version. Very good game. And you can gamble in it. How can you go wrong? It's Texas Hold'em. How can you go wrong? Halo ODST. Gesundheit. Halo 3 ODST. I don't know what the ODST stands for. Both of the discs are in here. You've got 1 disc for campaign and 1 disc for multiplayer. It's kind of cool. I like that they're devoted like that. One thing I don't like about the Xbox 360 is I guess, they didn't go Blu-ray with this system, so you'll get games that have multiple discs. That seems so archaic to me. That reminds me of, like, I don't know, PC around turn of the century. But hey, what do I know, right? Okay. We've got Gears of War 3. It's in there. Those other 2 must have just been a lark or something. Gears of War 3. I hear these are great. Third-person stuff. I come from the Uncharted world. Sony's got Uncharted. Xbox has Gears of War. This game really seems like it takes itself a little too seriously. But I bet it's a lot of fun. I'm willing to bet it's fun. I mean, I'd probably get my head chopped off if I didn't at least give it the benefit of the doubt. Lego Indiana Jones. I've heard this is like the worst one of the series. Who knows? I've never played any of the Lego games. Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2 is awesome. Open world, first person. It's all first person. Even when you get in a car, it's first person. You get out of the car, shooting people up, first person. There's not much to it. It does get a bad rap because it seems like everyone's out to get you. But I had a lot of fun with it. Not bad at all for $1. Okay. Don't know anything about this guy. Dark Sector? Anyone know about that? He's got some sort of blade. Some sort of 3-blade thing that he's throwing. Who made this? D3 Publisher? Digital Extremes? I don't know. It was $1. We grabbed it. Here you go. I certainly know about this one. It's in there with the manual and everything. Boom. Oblivion. Very happy to have this on the 360. Can never go wrong with Oblivion on any system. A lot of fun. Alright. Skyrim Vanilla. No game of the year, but at least we have the box art here. Skyrim. Okay. 2 kinds of Skyrim in this lot. Oh, finally. Who did you ever think really needed to be in a video game? That's right. It's Vin Diesel in his very own game, Wheelman. I don't know if this is good or not. He's been in a few games. There was that Open World Freedom. Explore the depths. Oh, now this is cool. Explore the depths of Barcelona. I like that. I mean, how often do we get out to Spain? Maybe we should feed this baby in the Navigator sometime and see how it goes. I don't know. Look, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Oh, here we go. Set your sights for Pandora, ladies and gentlemen. It's Borderlands. Always happy to have Borderlands somewhere in a system. It's great co-op. It's great one-player. It's great for short bursts of gameplay. Great for long bursts. First-person shooting. Looter-shooter action. We got Tenchu Z from Software. From Software. Makers of Dark Souls. Tenchu Z. It's funny because I believe they made like 2 Ninja games on the 360 that were exclusives, and this one isn't exclusive. So who knows? I wonder if that's like the sequel, because I know they made Ninja Blade for the 360, and that's a sequel. This game, this this game is probably for me the biggest heartbreak of the last generation. Lord of the Rings, War in the North. And why I say that is this is made by the company Snowblind, who made the Champions of Norath series. They made Baldur's Gate. This was their PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 opus. Year 3. Adventurers going through Middle-earth together. You can play split screen. You can play 3-player online. Everyone has their own moves and talents, and the 3 of you work together to go through this campaign. You get about 5 hours in to Mirkwood. You start fighting the spiders. You get about halfway through the level, and then the game ceases to continue. At least in my experience. Now, this doesn't happen with everybody. But imagine playing an action RPG where you're looting and leveling and speccing your character with friends, and then 10 hours in, the game ceases to continue. It's auto-saves, so you can't go back. You can't move forward. Your characters are dead in the water. It was so tragic, and this happened to me personally. It was absolutely tragic. This is a game I'd love to recommend to everyone, and I unfortunately can't recommend it to anyone. Alright, what else we got here? Red Dead Redemption, Vanilla, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So those were all $1. In addition, there were some pretty choice DVDs that I picked up. You got Indiana Jones, the complete adventure collection, all 3 of the good ones, and then that garbage Crystal Skull all together. He gave me this one for $3. A couple others here he gave me for $2 each. You got Ren and Stimpy, the first and second season, and then, oh my god, for $2, let's give it up for Gem. Gem and the Holograms, the first 2 seasons. This has got to be great. Haven't popped that in yet, but I bet that's awesome. So, okay, so we did 7 for the DVDs, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and then those 2 down there that didn't have 3 down there that didn't have any discs in them. So $30. $30 for the lot, not bad for that many 360 games. Maybe I'll bring these back, like Left 4 Dead 2. I certainly want that disc. So I may bring these back and be like, hey man, can you double check the book? I think we missed some. So not bad at all. Gem, I have a feeling is pretty hard. Gem on DVD, I have a feeling is pretty hard to come by. And the movie, while it crashed and burned, probably reminded some people that they loved it. So that might have been a really good deal. I don't really know. I'm just, like you had Skyrim Game of the Year edition. Not a bad lot at all. Okay. We got about 20 minutes left in the voyage. Let's spend another 15 in Doolin. I know where to go. I know where Orchidia is. So we'll at least show you what these realms of the dead are. And then we'll come back. Hopefully we'll have some sort of mailbag question floating around here somewhere. Okay? All right, let's go back. We're playing Folklore for the PlayStation 3. Very, very little known game. Let's talk to the dead. The thing I like about this game is... Oh. Wake up, you stupid controller. Come on. Alright. The thing I really like about this game is that it really kind of touches on a lot of different cultures' mythology. I was expecting to learn a lot about mythic beasts and monsters in this game. Frankly, I haven't learned much because the inventory system is lacking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Under items, you've got these picture books, and if we complete this quest that guy was talking to us about, we'll be able to get a page for these books. But when you do that, I can't read any of this stuff. You see? I mean, there's some cool pictures, but that's it. So, I don't know. You get all these arbitrary items. You're getting rubies, you're getting emeralds, but there's no store in this town. I'm not exactly sure what these items do. Now, I have not played a killer amount of this. Oh, look at that. You turn a corner and boom. That is creepy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Wouldn't that creep the hell out of you? Creep the hell out of me. Alright, so I guess this is where the meeting is. Alright, so what are we talking? We're talking cutscene here? Look, I apologize if we're going to deal with some cutscene. Whoa! Alright, it's action. It's action. And you're going to be, like, really scratching your head over how the combat works here. And I'll explain it to you. Look at that. So, you're having to beat the crap out of these guys. Then you're having to pull their soul out of their bodies. And when I say pull, I mean literally... Oh, here, let's fry this guy. I literally have to do that. You say literally, what do you mean? What do you mean, Captain Raz? Not literally. I mean that this game was made in the time when the PlayStation 3 was trying to decide what was awesome about it, and the DualShock controller has some slight motion control. It's got some gyros in there. So they were pushing that. So basically I have to grab onto that guy's soul and then literally in real world pull the controller back to make that guy yank the soul out. So every time I'm doing that, I'm yanking back on the controller. And I may pantomime that for you when we wrap up here. Another cool thing is you can see I'm basically using all these really weird moves. Why am I doing that? Well, these are all monsters or folk that I have eliminated. I have defeated in battle. And when you do that, you're able to basically harness their power. So let's switch it up a little more. We'll see some other moves. We got this guy's a big cannon. This guy is just a big claw dude. And then this guy's kind of melee-ish. Alright, we'll go with that. So you can mix and match these many different monsters to make combos. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know where we're heading. I thought there was some sort of meeting that we had to go to. Doesn't seem like it. Part of it's my fault. You know, I like to play without the heads-up display as little as possible. There is a map in this game, but it's kind of arbitrary, to be honest. You got some gems up here. Those can be destroyed for power-ups. This is kind of like the War Realm. There's a more fantastic fairy realm. There's an underwater city, and then I believe there's a couple more realms that I have yet to encounter. And when you're talking story, you're basically either investigating the murder through this guy, or playing the girl and trying to find your mother, or what happened to your mother. Now, I haven't played any of the girl. They all have their own stories, their own set of chapters, and occasionally via cutscene, they will interact with one another. It's just these little dorks. Can I fight something a little more interesting here? Excuse me. Oh, now, and then certain colors will let you kill these power-up things. I think if I hit this right. No, I guess not. Alright, let me get out my flamethrower guy. I know he can do it. There you go. Got some health there. In the way of looting, honestly, this game is so far, I don't know if there's crafting involved or what. Oh, here we go. What do you got? Got all these little dorks helping him out. Get rid of those guys first. Ugh, I missed. You know, but I didn't do that. There we go. You know, as you can see, this game really is showing PlayStation 3 in its growing pain period. The camera's pretty bad. The gameplay is pretty monotonous. I am, at this point, I'm pretty invested in the story. I do want to learn more about what's happening. But, okay, now this guy's kind of a boss guy. Oh my god, I gotta kill these ants first. He's a little harder to defeat, so... Excuse me. Got too much fried pickle in my throat. Alright, now it's just me and this guy. Let's finish him off. So it's a little more difficult to get his soul out of there. So now, I'm having to waggle the controller back and forth to balance it out like that. It's so cheesy. Alright, so there you go. I grabbed it. I ranked up. I'm not even really sure what that means. Okay, so when I do the flamethrower, I can use it more often, I think is what it's telling me. Alright, so that's good. So yeah, there is a sense of progression here. There's a reason to keep kind of grinding on these guys now and then. Is this where we came in? I have a feeling that there's no way we're going to finish this. We've got about 5 minutes left in the... about 5 minutes left here. Let's head back to the village. I've had enough of this silly world. So you've got a basic idea what happens here in folklore. There are, there's buildings here that I can't get into. I guess as the story progresses, and it seems to me like I think I've gotten to a point where I'm going to have to play a little bit of the girl's story in order to help this guy advance to what he wants to do. I played this quite a bit with this guy, and I seem to have been found myself in an impasse. And it wasn't until I slept on it that I realized, hey, you know what? Maybe the girl is the key to getting us to where we need to be here. So I think that's probably what's happening. Is there anything else to really show you? We'll show you one more of these creepy houses. And I think I'll tell you what, we'll go sleep. We'll go to sleep, and then we'll dive into one more of those portals, just so you can get an idea of the difference in how the decor is from one world to the next. It's not anything mind-blowing. But honestly, the gameplay is pretty much the same throughout. This is really comes down to just being your basic bare bones hack and slash action game, adventure game. But the fact that it does take place in a sleepy little Irish community has been enough reason for me to want to continue on with it. And we'll show you the fairy realm again, because I think approaching that portal is just so unsettling. And then we'll just dive in there. I'll give you a look at the fairy realm, and then we'll wrap up here. And these are realms that I've already, for the most part, explored, but there are other monsters out there, or folk, that I've yet to defeat in these realms, and I've yet to uncover their powers. So there is a reason to kind of go back. I guess it's almost like a real-time Pokemon, if you will. Very bare bones. But here you go. Here's the fairy realm, and as you can see, it's very different. You've got fairy here who, aren't going to attack you. They're going to converse with you. You can try and uncover more about the investigation. They'll tell you about, I don't know, what is this? Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's confusing. I'll say that. So that's it. Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up with folklore. Thank you, Doolin, Ireland. We're done here. Grab that audio, and we're back in our busted up ship. So thank God, huh? Let me get my hand here. Oh. So luckily things worked out here. I wasn't really sure if the navigator was going to hold out. Looks like there's a rodent in there or something. But I think, we endured. We got through it. By this time next week, I'm sure we'll be able to get our primary systems back online. Even on an old wooden ship like this, you've got a little automation. That's just the life we're living in right now. You want to take a look at the head again? Oh yeah. Look at it just, that's a sign of quality where it's cascading like that. That's what a combination. Guinness and IPA. I'm in love. Alright. So let's take a look here at our live feed. Looks like we have a question here. Rather lengthy one at that. Let's see what we have to say here. Hey, Captain Raz. There's been a lot of talk recently about cross-platforming. Oh, really? There's been a lot of talk recently about cross-platform between the PlayStation and the Xbox. I already know that there are some versions, or some games, I guess, where cross-platform is available, but it's never been available from Xbox players to PlayStation players. Oh, okay, so she's talking about PlayStation versus PC. You can do that for Street Fighter V. I want to know what your feelings are on whether or not it's something I'm looking forward to. Okay. So you want to know if I'm okay with playing with the Xbox guys, huh? Because I gotta say, I'm pretty unbiased. I love video games, no matter what hardware they're coming out of. As long as I can put a controller in my hand and have a good time, preferably with a friend, it doesn't matter what system it's on. I've never had that level of brand loyalty, even in the 16-bit wars of the 90s. I had a Super Nintendo, but my buddy had a Sega Genesis, and I loved going over there and playing Golden Axe or Revenge of Shinobi. I mean, come on, don't get me started. I remember also around the turn of the century, I was playing Final Fantasy XI, and I was playing it on PlayStation 2. No one was playing it on PlayStation 2, but luckily, they made that game so that you could play with people on PC and Xbox 360. Let me tell you, I got some looks for that. Telling 360 players that I was playing with them on a PlayStation 2. They thought that was super weird. Oh, yeah. This comes from Dirty Pirate. Wait, I'm sorry. This comes from Can't We All Get Along? That's where that comes from. Oh, sure, absolutely. And I'll finish that in a second. Yeah, can't we all just get along? Absolutely. I want people to play no matter what, as much as possible. I don't like us separating into camps. I think that the only reason that happens, the only reason it should happen, is because of technology. It should not be because of business. And it should not be because of brand loyalty. Do you really think that these brands out there are loyal to you? They're not. I assure you. You are a number to them. You are money, okay? It's the people you play with who care about you. So as far as I'm concerned, the more the merrier. Absolutely. So thank you for the question. Can we all just get along? And it looks like she's got a PS here. Can I get a shout out to my mom? She's Irish. Absolutely. Here's to you, Sherry. I hope you have a very lucky day. Luckier than this old tub. So I think that's it. I appreciate you stopping with us, being patient with the old ship. You know, some people look at this show and they think, can't they do better? They don't look what's beyond the surface. And I feel bad for those people because, you know, I feel like they're missing out on a real experience. I value anyone who takes the time to, you know, turn off that real world a little bit and play make-believe with me now and then on our little ship. You know, I value each and every one of you, so thank you. Thank you for not growing all the way up. I think that's it. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a drink with a friend. There's a lot of events going out there, a lot of parades. I don't know about playing folklore. but hey, at least we got to visit Ireland on this, the day where everyone is Irish. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. Probably around 7 days away. And until then, farewell and adieu to ye Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. For we received orders for to sail back to Doolin, and we may never see ye fair ladies again. Take care, gang. Have some corned beef and hash. Oh, and keep that powder dry.